The Fantasy Footballer Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in. The Fantasy Footballers Podcast, Monday, October 20th. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. I think
You're doing all right?
I think I'm doing all right. Yeah. Are you surprised I'm doing all right since I'm going to lose in League of Record?
Yeah, but like it's one of those bad beats.
Yeah, I mean, my team went nuclear.
You should be, I think, the third highest score of the week.
Sounds right. Unfortunately, playing the second highest.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over at all. I mean, he has David Montgomery in 8 points against Nico Collins and Ken Bone Walker. Walker has disappeared at times, and then you're talking if it was heads up Nico versus Monty in 8 points, that's not guaranteed.
I've got a chance, but more
but
one
I
of
know
us
you
two,
like to
Josh or myself,
concede early.
Will thankfully we've got the median scoring, so we're going to be okay.
You could have played me,
I hope you lose.
and then it would have just been a big fat loss.
Yeah,
because of Bo Nix.
That game was
that game was
the
drunk.
The Giants game. All right,
what happened?
We can start there.
Good.
I mean,
What?
We'll get into Monday Punday. You submitted a ton of Monday Punday submissions, which 83% were negative and 17% were Bo Nix. A lot
That's wild because there was the fantasy scores are crazy this week.
Yeah, no, I mean there were some good ones too. We'll get into it, but that Giants game, for me having undid my almost upset, and clearly I learned something this week. I learned that when you go with it, just go with it, because it would have worked out.
Yeah. Well, you did it,
and then
perfect.
I got the other one wrong, so it was like.
So what's ironic about the Giants is right off the bat you were like, oh, this is an almost upset. The Giants are gonna be great.
Oh, it was going to be upset.
And then later you're like, I'm not sure it's going to happen. And then the game happened, and what happened was exactly that. They were dominated. The Giants dominated the Broncos. It was 19-0 going into the fourth quarter. The game was over. They got another touchdown in the fourth quarter.
They were up by, it was 26-8 with 5 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock, I think, if I'm not missing something.
I think that's right.
I mean, nobody has ever lost a game in that situation in the history of the National Football League.
Because it's impossible.
And I'm going to tell you two things that happened. So I was on, I think we went home for the second half of that game. I'm watching on multi-view. Okay, so I got all the games going, and I see, and I'm not kidding, I see Sean Payton on the sideline with 6 minutes left in this game. I know the game's over, and he's got this intensity on the play calling. And I'm like, thinking to myself, I literally say, I'm like, wow, like.
Take it easy, brother.
I'm like, I guess you do this to kind of like get your offense going for the next game, try to get some momentum. I literally go through that thought process. Then I'm doing something, and I look back at the TV, and I see the interception. And I see the pick by Jackson Dart, which was
disgusting.
It was egregious, and like it's the last thing on the planet you should do in a game like that. Just take the sack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even then, when he threw it, I go, wow. If this game was closer, that would have been one of the most catastrophic mistakes you can make as a young quarterback.
And then after that in the game, they come down and score, and then you're like, well, it still doesn't matter. And then they score again. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter. They take the lead, and then with the Broncos having the lead, that's impossible.
Yeah.
How did the Broncos come back and get the lead? Then Jackson Dart goes and scores, but on that drive, he threw twice, not once, but 2 times directly to Broncos. Who just dropped interceptions, and they got bailed out, PI on the goal line.
But don't worry, you got to go 40 yards with no timeouts in 30 seconds.
Sean Payton's so pissed he comes out on the field, gets a flag on him, but it's half the distance to the goal, so it's worth a yard. They score, and then the Broncos go and score.
Yeah.
That game was wild.
Bo Nix with the My guy's down there somewhere. I'm a chuck it.
There was a time I was worried about Bruce Arians' health on a weekly basis on the sideline. That man was redder.
Red.
He was so red. I am there with Brian Dable with games like this. I'm like, poor Brian Dable. Like this game.
Oh, the Giants missed 2 extra points.
Yeah, they missed 2 extra points. I mean, you
fire that guy into the moon.
We should be here. We should be here basically saying, like, oh my gosh, the Giants are reborn with Jackson Dart and Cam Skadaboo had a great game.
They
I
are.
don't know, man, because you watch how they went into the locker room. You watch Brian Burns walk into the locker room like.
Well, he had to limp into the locker room.
He was so upset, so angry with the play calling, dropping 8 into coverage. Like it's like you don't go in there with a moral victory because of how you lost.
No, you don't. You go in with an immoral loss.
I think they can bounce back from that one. But but Bo Nix was a disaster.
Give me the post-game speech for the Giants locker room. That's the thing I couldn't fathom. Brian Dable already looked so upset on the sideline, but what on earth do you say? You don't have any. You can't get in there and be like, "You guys fought a hard fight."
No,
congratulate them on how great they played for, 45 minutes.
If I were Dable, I'd walk into that locker room and everyone's just gathered around, quiet. I'd be like, "I'll see you guys tomorrow."
Yes,
and I would just walk out.
Yes, sit in it.
Yeah. I would bring I would bring.
I quit.
I would personally. I would have gone into the locker room with the game ball. And I would have said, Jude McAdamy, this is yours. This is your parting gift. We will never see you again. Anyway, I would have given the ball to him and been like, guys.
Saying you spike it at him.
Yeah, just you spike it
right
in his face.
The groin.
You go, get out of here. You're fired.
It's a deflated game ball.
Yeah.
It was a wild day. We had the Cardinals lose every game at the very end. I mean,
5 losses in a row by a combined.
We'd be talking about
13 points.
The insanity of the Cardinals end game, except the Broncos was way
We'd
better.
be talking about the insanity of the Colts Chargers game.
That game was awesome.
This weekend was a lot of fun of football.
Well, I've got the Monday fun at football.
Fun of football.
Monday fun day.
Football. I do have the Monday fun day Punday. Here we go. There was a lot of good, like wham, bam, thank you, Lamb.
Oh, CD Bam, he's back, baby.
Quinshawn Studkins.
Leroy Judkins.
Oh, and Rushy, nice. Oh. Rushy twice.
Yeah. Oh, Rondé Godson.
Oh, he went
God mode.
How about, whoa, Nix, or
Sir Nix-a-Lot.
Oh, Bo Namath.
Yeah, I like that one, too. And Wee Higgins.
Yeah. Yay, McBride. You got a quarterback.
Jamarvelous Chase.
And Jonathanos Taylor.
Thanos? I like
Thanos?
Oh,
Andy.
sorry.
Thanos Taylor.
I ruined it.
How about Chris Ulalave?
Yes,
all
and
right.
it wasn't all good.
No, we had Baron Waller.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
And Ashtray Genty.
And Bill Krapski.
Oh, man.
Grown Odunze.
And George Little.
Man, George Kitty.
Bustin Fields.
Mason Failure.
Tetaroa McSmellin.
Cryan Williams.
And Meowvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Saquon Barfley.
And
yeah, you got this one, Mike.
Travion Henderson.
So I do have some audio if we want to talk Travion Henderson for a second.
Please.
I do have some audio to share with you.
I don't know what this is.
Let's listen. Oh, no. Whoa, oh, no.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over.
I went to.
I have nothing else to. I'm like Dable at the end of the game when it's like,
I'll see you tomorrow.
What do we do about Travion Anderson? I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I went to dinner last night and we were at a teppanyaki table.
Okay.
And I was sitting next to a group that had just come from the Cardinals game, and they were all in Packers jerseys. They had celebrated their team's victory. They've flown in for the game, and apparently they some of them listen to the show. And my new good friend Tanner wanted me to tell you, Mike, Travion Henderson sucks. He was very upset about Travion Henderson.
I understand. I guess. I don't know.
So this is there are case studies in fantasy football, moments I think that illuminate the way we think about players. And I think Jake Seeley said the oven was never on. I think that's true. I think the oven was never on for Travion Henderson. And so we had a preseason kickoff
Can
return.
we turn it on?
No, we just never really got there was no meat on the season, right? Like it was all hype, but we never got it in the season is what I'm saying.
Oh,
like
but I mean, that's true for every rookie imaginable.
I would say the oven being on is a second-round pick, and the preseason, you're like, this is going to be electric. And then
what I mean
poof.
is that every week we've come in here, it's 7 weeks, expecting it to have happened the previous week.
Yes.
Whereas, yes, other rookies all have hype, right? None of them have played, but you get a taste.
Sure.
Mhm.
And we haven't, that's what I, like, there hasn't
That
been
I
that
will
moment
agree.
in the regular season
Yeah.
for Travion. There's just the hope that it will come next week. It's the rational coaching. It's all of those things. And you look at the numbers from this week.
Oh,
Terrell,
and
I don't even know if it's Terrell Jennings or Terrell Jennings. I don't know how to pronounce his. There's an undrafted free agent running back who got the same amount of snaps as Travion Henderson, got congratulated after the game of being like, we've got our 5 minute back by Mike Vrabel.
yeah, I mean, the
He
snaps,
was playing.
the
Yeah.
snaps in week 7, 49 for Ramondre, 9 for Travion. The carries 18-2. The routes 29-5. That would be the most surprising one where you're like, hey, this is supposed to be the special sauce, and then the targets 2-0. So
It is wild though. Like I mean, it feels like one of two things has to be true. Either they made a bad pick,
right.
and Travion Henderson is not very good, or they spent really important draft capital on a guy that they are just not involving who's good. So I don't know what it is. For fantasy purposes, you have to move on.
Yes.
yeah, I think it is a cut.
Yeah,
situation.
I agree. I think it is a cut. Now, if you like if you are Mike, if you are a believer in the film, you really loved him, you still see, if you want to roster him. I'm still rostering Caleb Johnson, who, I mean, Travion Henderson's at least on the field.
Right.
Call your shot. But you don't need to roster these guys. These guys are, wait and hope that they become a waiver wire pickup that's worth something
now?
later. The Patriots?
Patriots are 5-2, I think.
Yeah, that's
And they've
correct.
just
Yeah,
won-
they've won 4 in a row now.
And I think 3 of those on the road, which is I mean,
3 in a row on the road.
if you want to talk about how coaching impacts a football team, Mike Vrabel.
Oh, Vrabel's so good.
I mean, Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson. I'm going to say that. I want to give a shout out to the Bears. 4 in a row for the Bears. And same story.
Mhm.
Totally different. You watch the post-game speeches. You watch the way the team. I mean, Vrabel got a game ball from Drake May this week for beating his former team, the Titans.
Oh,
You watch
That's
the way
sweet.
the locker room acts, and then you watch the way the Cardinals execute at the end of a football game. That could be 7-0, and
Yeah.
they're 2-5, and they're going into the bye, and they may say goodbye to Kyler. I don't even know. So here we go. We got news.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
I wish that because Jason, you look like you were a certifiable guaranteed loss this week in League of Record, and you're not now.
yeah.
I wish that there was some sort of like fair and equitable way.
To undo
If-
the trades that we made that ruined me.
No, I'm fine with the trades.
Oh, okay.
But
Because
you
I
got
traded for Darren Waller from you, and he got me 0,
Zero.
and I traded for the Steelers, and they got me -1.
You
I
got
replaced Zach Ertz
Yeah,
and the Rams.
yeah.
Oh,
you
So
would've-
I would have beat you, Mike. I would have beat everybody.
It really
Oh,
changes.
It's not for Andy Holloway.
subtraction by addition.
Yeah.
It changes everything I was going to say from this point on. I don't even know if I want to say it anymore.
All right, say it.
But Mike was. I think you called Jason Winey this morning.
Yes.
And what I was saying is if Jason happens to win this week, I wish there was just some machine that would punch him in the face for every time he said he was going to lose.
Okay.
And
I
then
would take that.
And he
I'd
would
take
accept. You would.
I would 100% take that.
Okay.
I would take that like I took $400 from you.
Yeah. Okay. So we made a bet that I said the Cardinals would beat the Packers, right? And I said I was going to go put it in on DraftKings.
And I'm like,
or somewhere. You know?
The Cardinals are not winning that game. Do the bet with me.
And
I was like, let's make $100
The money
bet.
line was plus 300. So I'm like, he's like, let's just do it. I'm the book.
Yeah, he's like, well, I don't want to bet with you because I'm going to get odds on the book.
That's
and I'm
right.
like, let me be the book. I'll give you the same odds. I'll give you 300 if we lose.
So we do
we
do the bet, and about Cardinals have a big lead, and he's like, I'm going to send you 300 right now, so later you have to send me 400. So it feels worse.
Yeah.
So he sends me Apple Pay $300, and then the Cardinals
my
blow it at the end of the
Woo!
game. And then I send him
I got
400.
$400, guys.
And he goes, man, that's a lot you just had to send me. So, all right, we are stupid. We're into the news. Puka Nacua expected to return to the lineup in 2 weeks after the bye.
That's good news.
Mike Evans and Ibuka for tonight are questionable. Yesterday was a lot of football, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching the night game. I even posted in our channel. If you guys hear anything of Ibuka, let me know. That's because my brain thought there was another game. I thought I was in Monday night when there's the double games. I'm sitting there going, why haven't I heard anything about Ibuka?
Being active or not?
Yes, I was freaking out. It's tonight.
Yeah.
And he has a real shot to play, according to Adam Schefter.
That's great. Evans is really expected to play. I know he's a game time decision, but not really.
Right.
So he's active essentially, and then Ibuka, that'd be really surprising but awesome if he plays. Now, are you worried about him if he plays?
I am. I talked about him on Sunday Live and said just my personal take on it with if I have Ibuka and I had someone who was like a decent option, that's the way I would go. It's really difficult to not do the start your studs, but to be a game time decision with the hamstring, I mean, chance of re-aggravation extremely high. Chance that he is just a decoy out there. We've seen that so many times with guys who are like, they're game time decisions. They're stars, so you got to play them. And then
this game has 60 points scored though.
I know
man.
it's a very difficult personal decision.
Let me give you an exact decision because there are people that certainly waited and are waiting on him tonight. And the alternatives, let me give you two.
Okay.
Jaden Higgins. Christian Kirk is out.
Yeah.
Jaden Higgins, alternative 1.
Okay.
Alternative 2, Tez Johnson.
I'm not playing him. I'm playing him Ibuka over Tez for sure.
Okay, so if a lot of people going into Monday night, I think, with those two from the same team.
I think I'd play Ibuka over both of those guys. If you had waited, I think I'm going to, should he be active, I'd play him over the other two guys. It was just if you give me the whole Sunday slate,
yes.
I would have done that. And
at this
Ibuka
point,
could have a great game. I'm freaked out by
At this point, managers have made their decision. They are
right.
If you're waiting, you waited, and then if he's active, you play him. If he is inactive and you have those two pivots, so if Ibuka's not playing and you can either play Tez or Higgins, that's a really close call, and I lean Higgins out of the bye.
I'd play Higgins over Tez.
Yeah, it's just that game script. That Detroit Tampa game, that should be awesome.
Should be.
Jaden Daniels left early with a hamstring injury, getting an MRI today. So Jaden Daniels could miss some more time. Bryce Young.
That's a weird one, too. I don't remember a hamstring injury on a tackle. Like maybe it's common, but I don't remember that. You always see the hamstring.
Did you see him running on the way to the locker room?
Yeah, he jogged to the locker room, and I was like, he's going to be fine.
Gave a thumbs up coming out of the blue tent.
Yeah, but he was injured.
The thumbs up was, it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it hurt? Yes.
It hurts badly. Bryce Young left with a ankle sprain, now determined to be a high ankle sprain.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to miss some time. Andy Dalton, who loves him some Xavier Legette.
Yes, he does. Xavier Legette was 5 of 7, 5 catches, 7 targets from Andy Dalton in that brief stretch. So
how'd
Tommy Trimble work out?
Oh, dude, I was only 15.5 yards away from hitting.
Okay,
you were real close. How did you feel every single catch that Legette had, Jay?
So every catch that Legette
9 for 92 with a touchdown.
Yeah.
Currently the wide receiver 11 on the week.
He was very good. I hope this becomes another Devontae Adams, where it's like you think a player stinks, a couple years into his career, and then it's like, wow, he turns it on. Because I was a believer in the where was it, North Carolina, or I forget what, not North Carolina, South Carolina. One of them. I was a believer in that weird
East
fifth-year
Carolina.
breakout. I thought his tape was great, and I really liked him, and that's why I have such disdain for him as a wide receiver now.
Oh.
It's because he let me down.
So,
by
I mean,
being
like
so
what
bad.
I'll be doing with Henderson.
Right,
here
it's
in
like,
a
you're
moment.
you're gonna hate his bones.
Michael Penix Jr. appeared to suffer a leg injury late into the Sunday night loss. Ankle got rolled up on, probably fine. Dontavian Wicks, calf injury.
Yeah,
The-
read this one, Andy.
Darren Waller left early with a pec injury and
All
did
right.
not return.
That's
He gave up a 4th rounder for him.
that's not good. He's getting an MRI on it. We'll see that. I mean,
Oh man, that went south.
hopefully he's okay because that could be it.
Yeah, if he tore his
he
pec,
tore his
that
pec,
could
it's
be
done.
the season ender. If it's just a pec strain, then great.
Then
It-
more ramps.
It is.
He's gonna ramp
He's
the ramp.
great with ramps.
So I've
yeah.
I've had a weird touch with sending players away from my team this year.
You
So I
truly
traded
have.
Burrow.
You just pull the pin. You're like shink.
Yeah, and then you hand
And you're like,
you hand the other guy the
here.
grenade.
I mean, I traded Debo and Bill Krosky 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
That team isn't pleased. I traded you Darren Waller. You're not
and the
pleased.
Steelers.
I traded Breece Hall. They're not pleased.
Mhm.
Um,
Burrow.
it's like a post-trade reaper thing
Yeah.
going on.
It's wild.
If I trade them directly to my opponent that week, they do
That's
well.
playing
They
against
do
you.
well.
Yeah.
Kendre Miller left early with a knee injury.
Kendre. His body.
This was supposed to be your revenge game, and you
he
proved.
does. His body doesn't like football.
Cole
Do
Kmet.
you think on the other the sideline, Dennis Allen was like,
Oh yes. Oh,
Classic.
For,
That's him. That's so
for
him.
sure.
I told you guys this was going to happen this game.
That sucks, though. Cole Kmet
Yeah.
left with a back injury.
Oh,
That one's
I did not
significant if
realize
Colston
that.
Loveland is going to be out there more.
yeah.
So, all right. That was News and Notes sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. Let's take a break. Before we jump into our studs and duds, it is important that we take a moment and reflect on the most insane thing that happened again this week. We have a chopped
Oh my gosh, it's
Oh,
impossible.
we have a
Yes.
chopped guillotine style league.
7 days.
And there is a team now. I am still in this league.
Yeah. Do you want to know why?
Yeah, I know exactly why you're
Because
still
you
in it.
haven't watched the tape yet.
Al Borland, who I will put on camera right now. Al Borland has how many points in the league? Like, were you? I mean, it's a 17-team
Were you
league
like
at
on
the
the
beginning
bottom or?
I was the top scoring team in the league so far.
on the year.
Yes.
Yeah,
on the-
just number
Out of
one.
17.
averaging like 12 points more than at any
Everybody.
other team
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah, Puka Nakua's
And
on
you-
your team.
all you
Yeah.
have to do is not finish last.
Right.
Okay,
not
that's
get chopped.
Pretty
Correct.
easy.
And you picked up. Who'd you pick up this week?
Oh, I got a steal on Brock Bowers.
Just what was it like?
like $36.
On a
Brock-
$1,000 fab.
I mean, Jason paid 500 and something for him.
yeah, I did.
So Jason, you had Brock Bowers.
I picked up Brock Bowers. So the guy got chopped who had Brock Bowers, which was surprising.
So
You know,
that's
he-
That's one chop.
That's one chop.
Bowers been chopped one time.
So I was like, I'm gonna go.
Oh, the person who drafted Brock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the person that
Yeah.
drafted him. I'm
All right,
going to
one
spend
shot.
up. There's only one Brock in the league, so I'm going to spend half my budget, and I got Brock, and I
Yeah.
got chopped.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're chopped. And then he went back to the
He went back to the wire.
got
that guy
picked up
got
for a
picked
couple
up
$100
for,
bucks?
Yeah, $250 something.
chopped.
Chopped 7 days later. Then we made a joke that no one wants to get him. He almost went unclaimed. I mean, $31 on Fab in that league is nothing.
Out of $1,000.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, I think that week his backup went for more than that.
yeah,
Mayor.
and you
But
got
you
him
just
on
threw-
your super team. Chopped
You're
7
done.
days.
You're officially chopped?
I'm not officially chopped. I need 34 points from Monty and Laporta tonight.
So you're chopped.
It
If
could
I
happen,
get those, then you're chopped.
Yeah, but you have
Oh!
Wait. I'm second? Oh no.
But
Oh,
I'm getting
fantastic.
chopped. Let's be real.
That's awesome.
Well,
Man,
I-
I can't wait to watch waivers next week and see, like, does anybody touch him?
Yeah,
Does
because
any-
it's going to be tempting.
Yeah, he's
I
going
have
to come
Darren
off the
Waller.
bye. He should
He's
be
hurt.
healthy. Yeah, exactly.
I could use Bowers.
Pay up.
I'm tempted.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone should be going after Brock Bowers on the waivers.
Unbelievable. 7 days. 7 days. Let's talk some studs.
This week's Fantasy Stud Muffins, presented by Lowe's.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix with, I think, the most fantasy points for a Broncos quarterback in a long, long time.
It was, I believe it's the second most.
I remember the Peyton
behind
times.
a Peyton game.
Peyton had 7 touchdowns.
And
Bo Nix over 40 fantasy points and
had less than 4 points when he was going to the fourth quarter.
That's less than 4?
Yeah, it's a terrible game. They were shut out.
This is why I picked it to begin with before I unpicked it.
Because sometimes our offense doesn't show up.
They just look inept. Bo Nix looks terrible. The offense looks terrible, which is what they did the entire game. And Bo Nix is the number 1 fantasy quarterback on the week by a wide margin.
I mean, long term, I don't even know what to make of this. But next week, Bo Nix gets Dallas.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Man, I've said this several times. I said this yesterday. My favorite part of the National Football League in 2025 is the Dallas Cowboys defense. That is my favorite thing to watch.
It's not Bill's favorite.
Oh, man. There's issues there. We'll talk about that in another segment.
Justin Herbert in a barn burner. I mean, that game seemed like an unmitigated blowout, and yet you kind of thought the Chargers are going to come back the entire game because Herbert was, 400-plus passing yards?
Bo Nix and Herbert, similar thing. Just the game script hit in the best possible way for them. And it's insane to me how a team can just be so inept, and then they're like, hey, guys, we're down a whole bunch. Let's just throw the ball. They know exactly what we're doing, and then it works. But Bo Nix and Herbert from the fantasy grave up there in top 2
we didn't even
right
bring
now.
up that in that game, in that wild game, there were, for both teams, touchdown passes thrown and caught to not the player it was thrown to, popped up, tipped, other offensive guy caught it. Troy Franklin got a touchdown that was not targeted to him.
Yeah.
It was absolutely a crazy game. Jackson Dart, 3rd on the week. It worked out against Denver.
It did. I mean, he's been crushing for fantasy.
And he will. He'll continue to.
It feels so weird, though.
He has done a really, really good job of moving around, not just running, but moving around the pocket and escaping, kind of early career Russell Wilson, where I've seen him just kind of, some quarterbacks have the ability to sense pressure around them without staring it in the face and falling down, Kyler Murray. And so Jackson Dart moving around, making throws. You got to remember, he doesn't have incredible weapons in this receiving game.
No.
Yeah.
I had that thought the whole game, like, man, if he had neighbors.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, this is an exciting core going forward. But it's funny because when I say it's an exciting core, I mean 3 players.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. Right now. Shout out to Wandale, doing your best. Matthew Stafford and Patrick Mahomes finish out the top 5. Stafford 5 touchdowns on the London game.
Yeah, that was I played against the Stafford Adams stack in a league, and I was like, I think my team did good, but I don't know. I didn't check again after that London game. 8 touchdowns against me.
Kyle, I don't know if you can try and vet this real quick, but 182 passing yards for Stafford with 5 touchdowns. Like, that has to be close to
he was just
something that's never been done before.
Devontae Adams had 3 touchdowns.
With like 30-something yards,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think he was in the 30s. It was
all 3 of his touchdowns were 1-yard touchdowns.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think all 3 of Adams were
Kyron
goal line.
It's just for fantasy, that's a bad beat if you played against Stafford.
Also, Patrick Mahomes has been playing fantastic football. He really is good, and we saw this years ago. Now that their offense is actually chugging along and their team looks great, when they get around the goal line, this has been his entire career, but we've kind of missed it the last few years because they just haven't been scoring as much. Their willingness and frequency of tap pass, I mean, it's a run play.
Right.
It's a run play that scores a touchdown that gives fantasy credit to Patrick Mahomes. He's going to get those throughout this season, and that gives a nice boost. It's almost like how we talk about like the baseline of a rushing quarterback. It's like when you get around the goal line, you can have – he's the only quarterback that reliably you can say they can have rushing touchdowns that he gets to get a passing touchdown.
It's so fabulous to have – like when you have a team that is dominant as long as the Chiefs have been, eventually we turn on them because you're like, I'm tired of it. And especially the way that they have won the last 2 years, 3 years, where the offense is just – watching a Chiefs game was horrific. Like, this is – I'm so thrilled. So thrilled that you're like, They're dominant. Their Super Bowl odds have to be like the number one, and it's great. I like the Chiefs again.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at the dominant 2007 Patriots because they were awesome. It was so fun to watch them put up 50 points over and over and over. But did you know on this side of the turn of the century, the highest points per drive since the turn of the century, it was those 2007 Patriots. But now, at least so far this year, it probably won't stick. Beating them is the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, baby.
Really? I thought you were about to say Dallas.
No. The Colts they're just
cooking.
They're cooking.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is the quarterback, 6 in total fantasy points on the season. 5 is Drake May. 3 is Jalen Hurts, who had a big week. And 2, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, Dak
He's playing so well.
is playing really, really well and gets CeeDee Lamb back.
George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. That is and the nice thing is over 70% of the targets were consolidated. It went to Pickens, CeeDee, and Ferguson.
And Ferguson got 2 touchdowns.
Want.
Yeah,
He
did.
Oh, this is like exactly
were
what you dream of
afraid.
for fantasy.
I was.
Consolidation of targets on offense with a great quarterback and no defense. Give me that.
Terrible defense.
Give me that.
Running back, top 5 of the week. Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah, baby! Woo-hoo!
35.6. And he learned how to run the football again. George Kittle unlocked it.
George Kittle.
And this was a great defense they played.
The fact that George Kittle had his first game ever without a catch is that's unbelievable, and that sucks. But George Kittle being back for Christian McCaffrey, I didn't think it would do this for the running game, but it was like, holy crap, Christian McCaffrey can run again. And if that is unlocked with all the targets,
you're at the point now where I think it's fair to say, even if he gets hurt from this point forward,
Right. It's a good pick.
it's probably a great pick.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor.
No one's out there 0-6 right now with CMC.
No, they're probably all 5-2.
Yep.
Or better. Jonathan Taylor, number 2, he is a machine.
Yes.
I mean, it is. You just talked about points per drive. You mix that with Jonathan Taylor, a functional offense. This was the number 1 fantasy running back in years past. We know what he's capable of when the offense isn't completely inept or led by terrible quarterback play. They are just such a different team right now, and he is scoring so many touchdowns.
He came into this week having been vultured by Daniel Jones 3 times near the goal line. Yet he was already leading the NFL in touchdowns, and then he added 3 more this week. He is unstoppable.
They were from further out, weren't they?
Not all of them.
Was
The Vultures?
No. Taylor's touchdowns this week.
One of them was near the goal
close?
line.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the 2-yard line.
It's kind of an incredible touchdown pace right now. Quinshawn Judkins was a bounce-back start of the week, 26.4 fantasy points, and looks amazing every week. DeAndre Swift, ho-hum, we're back in the top 5.
I mean,
even with Monangai getting work, and even Roshan was on the field.
yeah, the Saints, that was a tough game for them. But last week with the just doing things differently with DeAndre Swift, it seemed like they had figured something out. You weren't sure, but back-to-back weeks of like actually being effective on the ground is very exciting.
Also, let's talk about Josh Jacobs. He is so good, and you saw how bad the Patriots were when he wasn't on the field. They were spelling the Packers. Yes, they were spelling him through this game. He only played 55% of the snaps. That's his lowest by far. By far of the season. He's usually he's got a game at 88, 78, 79, and then he came in with that calf issue, and so they were sparingly using him throughout most of the game, and it clearly was hurting their offense against the Cardinals. And towards the very end of the game, when they had to score, they're like, all right, let's be real here. Jeremy was pointing that out. He was at the game rooting for his Packers, and
also all of the other friends of his in Packers uniforms were at the game because the Cardinals were on a silent count the entire game at home.
Yeah, you know what? Good. Take that. Like that. That's what you get.
But the thing is that doesn't hurt. The Bidwell sold out. He's like, yeah, sell those tickets to Packers fans.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying the people, us fans who you spent your money, your hard-earned resources and your time, is like you got to recoup some of that. And it's like, hey, you'd be better.
Yeah. Make me not want to do that.
Exactly.
But Jacobs was amazing. Javonte Williams, 18.3 fantasy points. So those are your top 5 on the week. I saw so many people were complaining about Bijan. That tons of puns about. I couldn't put a Bijan pun in when you have 52 and
Wait,
a 1.
Bad?
Oh yeah,
all bad.
Negative.
All negative.
Because here's why. And I know this. You know, I'm a Bijan manager in the Dynasty League. Yes, he was the running back 8. Okay. Yes,
start.
he had a touchdown.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Yes, he had almost 100 yards.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Okay, this is you with Christian McCaffrey of old, where you were upset when he'd have a 3-touchdown game because he could have had 5 in that game. You want more. You want
there was a lot,
30
Mike.
points.
There was a lot of dissatisfaction.
That is.
It's not fair
No, I didn't put it in there because I thought it was
wild.
ridiculous.
Because
he was great.
the Falcons were stinky doo-doo on offense yesterday. And the fact that Bijan gave you a top 10 game when the whole team stunk?
The Falcons need to be played with confidence at home. Michael Penix at home seems like where you can be confident right now. Jalen Warren was your start of the week. He had a great week. Cam Scatterbo continues to get it done.
Yeah, got it done.
Had the touchdown on a great catch and run where he followed his blockers. Ramondre Stevenson, 18 for 88 and a touchdown. And the guy in New England. Like it or not, it's the way it is.
Yep.
And he actually ran well in this game. And then Pacheco.
He will play Cleveland next week.
It's actually a tough stretch. Cleveland is great against the run. Atlanta has been a good defense. At Tampa Bay, you can't run on them. So, I don't know if you sell high right now because he is that guy. He's getting the workload, and it's not going away. We talked about that going into this last week, our confidence in Ramondre. But it will be a tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's
going
to buy Ramondre.
No.
Pacheco, though, 15 for 57 and a touchdown. It was nice to see him do something.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem Hunt went out briefly in that game, and he's been kind of phased out a little bit more on the snaps. Wide receivers, top 5, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Chris Olave, Devontae Adams. So, Jason, you got backed into playing Chris Olave.
I did,
and you end up with the 4th highest performance of the week.
Yeah.
But A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they got it done.
Both of them, yeah. I mean, A.J. Brown, multi-touchdown game, and got outscored by Devontae Smith, who had his career high in yardage. It was nice to see. I mean, the running game isn't doing for the Eagles what it did last year, and so if you have to throw the ball, they can. This is why you don't just assume it's always going to be bad when great players who have been great in the past are still together.
Yeah, they 2 of the big plays for A.J. Brown came on 4th down situations that they just kind of threw it deep.
Well, one of those, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you had. I feel like he stood in the pocket for 12 seconds, and there was no pass rush. It was like they couldn't get to him at all. He's just looking around. He's like, do I want to go there? Do I want to go there? Let me have a cup of tea. Hey, A.J. Brown, go long.
Mike, you said you wanted to see it again.
I did.
Keenan Allen, 14 targets, 11 for 119 and 1.
Yeah.
But this was not a normal game. I do want to bring that up because it's like, if this is the first game of the year, you're going to have that whole, I buy into Justin Herbert every week situation. You can buy in if you want. It's just been, twice out of 7 weeks that you were hyper happy. Was this enough, Mike? Was this seeing enough from Keenan Allen that you start him now? Or are you taking a breath?
I'm going to take a breath and see what's going on. But
McConkey had a good game, right?
I think they all did.
So Huge had McConkey, Keenan, and let's not forget the true breakout of the game. Oronde Gadsden.
Yes.
Who had, I believe, 9 catches for 164 yards and a touchdown.
If it is possible to trade a 2nd-round pick in a dynasty league to get him, I would do it without a question.
The eye test on Gadsden
he looks so good.
He looks like Prime Waller or something.
He looks like don't hear what I'm not saying.
If you're going to say it, then I'm going to hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to hear what you're saying.
He looks like A.J. Brown, size, speed,
Okay, I see
like
what you're saying.
athleticism. Like he's running so fast and he's so big. This is a rookie. So we you know what I mean? Like
with pedigree.
with pedigree, and he is on a good offense. Who I know they've got a lot of weapons, and that's the downside here. And we'll talk about this way more on tomorrow's episode. Where does he rank in waiver wire, whatever? But I'm a believer. I'm bought in. I don't think it's always going to be great because this ball, there's too many places for it to go right now for the Chargers.
Yeah,
But
55 pass attempts helps a lot.
that's why I mean in a dynasty
Yeah.
league where you're looking long term,
Yep.
where maybe Keenan's not going to be there. I think this guy's legit. He is showing flashes that you just don't usually see at the position as a rookie. So yeah, and we saw. I mean, Will Dissly has been really important for fantasy over the last couple of years with Justin Herbert. And
I don't know about,
you
I don't know
I don't
about,
know,
I don't know
really.
about that. I don't
From
know if
a-
you wanna-
For our
no,
show, he's pretty important.
He's had a lot of good weeks. Is what I'm
Hit the
saying.
button.
Big Montana. Yeah, whenever we can, we do. Will Dissly. Yeah.
real important. Yeah, to us.
Well, I just mean he's had a
Occasionally relevant.
lot of relevant games, and he's, all jokes aside, he's Will Dissly. Like, you're not super excited. It's not a superstar.
I did mention this
We
guy.
did.
I said I think it's coming. Travis Hunter, 14 targets. There are 8 for 101 and a touchdown. Two sides to this coin. One,
It was like all garbage, right?
not
A
all.
lot
some.
of it was, yes.
Okay.
A lot of it was.
But you had to follow the trend with Hunter. 63% of snaps, then 74, then 74,
His
then
routes,
88,
yeah.
then 90. I'm sorry, route participation. And the other side of the coin is the
Yes.
underwhelming drop addiction of Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh. I thought you were going to say the snap counts on defense.
Well, I mean,
I don't know
they
if he
were
played.
ramping his offense. They wanted him to be integrated into the offense, and we talked about it last week on the show. You can't really, if you're not in the practice room for all of this and you're trying to acclimate, they committed to the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, I don't know if he played defense in the fourth quarter, but I know going into the fourth quarter, he was at 0 snaps. Okay, so only 14
defense.
snaps on defense this week. So he was a full-time offensive player. I mean, that's what you
I
hope you
felt
get
like
out of
this
the number
is
2
coming,
pick.
man. They need him.
And Thomas is hurt. I mean, you saw
He left with a shoulder injury
like,
at the end of the
at
game.
the end of the game, it was just a DB jammed him in the shoulder, and I mean he went down. So I don't have any further news. I don't know if anyone's seen anything, but it was troubling. Yeah. So Travis Hunter had 0 points at halftime. So I mean, it was a bit garbagey, but bye week coming up, and then the Raiders after that. Travis Hunter, at least there's hope. There's optimism.
Yeah, it's exciting. And then Jason, you brought up Rashee Rice as an immediate start of the week, 7 for 42 and 2. Only 19 routes run in the game by Rice, targeted on more than half of them.
That's ridiculous.
So more to come for Rashee Rice
Yep.
and the way the offense is playing. Xavier Legette, 9 for 92. We talked about him. CeeDee Lamb right back out there. His touchdown was so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like two guys running in the same spot. He just grabbed it and ran it in. Slowly, by the way. He was really setting himself up for a drop the ball before the end zone.
CD. It's a little excessive.
And there were a couple of bad tackles in that game where he called himself off afterwards. I am going to be worried every time this guy gets tackled all year.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yes,
scared.
you are.
Welcome to the Christian McCaffrey
Yeah.
experience.
And then Michael Pittman took advantage. So did I don't know why Alec Pierce is not in here. Alec Pierce, I believe, had 98 yards receiving, something like that.
He was 5 for 98.
Both those guys.
He was our nasty boy.
Yeah, there were a lot of those guys in that tier of like opportunists, right? We knew that Josh Downs was going to miss this game. Pittman with the touchdown, the short area targets, Pierce downfield constantly. Something to pay attention to. Pierce had played well before the concussion. We'll see if Josh Downs is healthy.
Mhm.
And then we already talked about the number one tight end on the week, Jeremy. Arande Gadsden.
Why is this a Jeremy thing?
Because I sent him a trade offer with him. Arande
Ah.
Gadsden, and he's like, I don't even know who that is. I'm confused. But Pat Freiermuth with the
With that huge
crazy
touchdown.
game. Gadsden number 1, Freiermuth number 2, Gadsden number 1. Trey McBride number 3.
Yes.
Get that man a quarterback. He's so good.
He's so good.
2 spots below Gadsden. And then Jake Ferguson.
Trey McBride, maybe who that trade offer is for.
Oh, God. Oh,
there's
my
another
gosh.
player.
Of
Yes,
course,
yes,
there
yes.
has to be.
You're not.
I'm sorry. No,
Yes.
there's another player involved. It's not a bad offer. It's
Although I might be able to pull off that 1-for-1. Who knows? Jake Ferguson and Daniel Bellinger rounding out the top 5. You had 2 touchdowns by 2 different Giants tight ends in this game. We talked about they don't have a lot of weapons. That's an area where, Bellinger almost had 2. He probably should have had 2. He dropped 1. Tyler Warren keeps getting it done. 4 for 69 and a touchdown. Nice game.
He's very good.
Tucker Kraft into the end zone.
Yeah.
10 targets.
Yeah, I love the 10 targets.
So
Feed that man.
And he was off the injury report. We can't forget that he was injured.
Yeah, he was
missed some
dealing
time,
with-
came back and didn't look great off the injury report and looked great.
And I will mention it just cautiously. Juwan Johnson had the same thing, where Juwan Johnson had gotten hurt weeks ago, was on an injury report, and is like, "Oh, dude, it's absolutely done." And then he was still participating the same amount, and he had a decent game. He didn't make. I don't think he cracked this list, but he was very serviceable.
by the way,
if you got
Travis
back
Hunter
into
had
it.
0 fantasy points at the half.
Yeah, that's what I
So it
mean.
was all second half. They got whooped
Yes.
by the Rams.
Yeah.
They look like the
London games, man.
it worked out for the Rams.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, one team, they're both playing it. I mean, it's wild. We'll take a break. We'll talk duds.
This episode is supported by Prize Picks. You make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. I've been doing that to great success with Justin Herbert. You want to pick more of a quarterback's passing yards and rushing yards and touchdowns. Now you can do them all in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. And Foot Clan, if you want to play along with us around the studio parts, we've been looking at usually a weekly projection of about 5.5, 6.5 rushing yards on Jordan Love. That one, don't change it. Don't change it out there. Download Prize Picks apps today and use code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right. We are in the heart of the fantasy season, and the injuries are already piling up. ACLs, stingers, and turf toes, oh my. In fact, the only thing right now that feels good is having the perfect backup ready to go. So wouldn't it be great if you had a perfect backup in real life too? With Progressive, you get more than just a policy. You get a playbook full of coverage options that you can count on for your home or for your auto. You want to customize your protection? No problem. You can build your coverage just like your fantasy team, making sure you got the right players in every position and a backup plan when you need it most. And when life throws an audible, like that fumble in the driveway or a hailstorm at home, Progressive is there with 24/7 support. Don't get caught without a great backup. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party issuers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to term, policy, limits, and conditions.
Pooped in his big boy pants.
There were, I think, 3 quarterbacks that people tried to play some this week that were also a lot of the negative pun-related comments. Caleb Williams is actually at the top of that list because he was 15 for 26 for 172 and no touchdowns.
No rushing yards either, which is usually, like, so far this year, that's really given him a nice baseline, but they
He
didn't.
managed this one.
Yeah, he was a manager, and
They ran the ball 40 times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unfortunate.
It's just the way it went, which
Yeah.
also means we'll talk about Odunze. But Jordan Love, 19 for 29 for 179 and 1 against Arizona. His consistency score, which is a score we have on the player profiles on the fantasyfootballers.com. It is a way of looking at the last 17 games they've played and what percentage of those games they exceed what we consider a good baseline for a position. 17.6% of the
Wild.
time he's over 20 points, which is an F. And if I watched that game, and I wanted to learn something from it, it was going to be that Josh Jacobs is your offense. That's what I would learn from that game, is that the more they leaned into running the football, the
Jordan
better
Love
they
has been-
played.
It's so disappointing. I thought he would be much better this year.
His weapons are pretty disappointing. I mean, Tucker Kraft was good, but Tucker Kraft is a tight end. You know, Tucker Kraft is not a Travis Kelce in his prime. He's good, but it's like you don't want your offense running through just a
They don't
good
have
tight
Jaden
end.
Reed.
Jaden
right?
Reed is not there. Golden is not that dude. I mean, not yet. He's still young. He's a
Agreed.
rookie. Maybe he can develop into it, but he's not that yet. Christian Watson, hopefully coming back. I think he
that's
will be
the
back
hope.
next week. Maybe that helps. And Dobbs is a fine player, but you know, it's like if you swapped Dobbs and Josh Reynolds,
Yeah,
or Kendrick
same-
Bourne,
Oh, that's so exactly right.
it's just another.
They all have fine player on their trading card.
yeah, absolutely, he's a fine player, but that
NFL professional athlete.
professional NFL wide receiver.
Yeah, and then it doesn't get much worse than what you've seen on the field from Justin Fields.
Oh, man.
I mean,
No.
Justin Fields
no.
was 6 for 12 for 46 yards before being removed.
He has 6 games on the season. Let me tell you his fantasy points in those 6 games: 35, 33, 33, 3, 6, and 5.
Hey,
You want to talk boom?
he ain't first.
Yeah, boom or bust. But the problem is, who cares about the fantasy points? Watching Justin Fields play, and especially play without weapons to throw the ball to, is torture.
It is torture.
So bad.
Did you guys see who's the new defensive coordinator of the Lions is? Aaron Glenn. Next year. He is not lasting more than a year in New York.
I brought up Fields was talked about a good amount on Sunday Live and in the show last week, and it was like Fields without Garrett Wilson, the Jets can't do anything. Like Fields needs him. So games when Wilson is active, if Wilson is removed, like he was in that Denver game, then nothing will happen. So Fields, Fields may not have a job. He like.
Oh yeah.
There
He shouldn't.
There is
Tyrod is a better player.
There is a strong
quarterback.
There's a strong chance that Justin Fields is just flat out benched. But should he keep his job, he is off the fantasy radar until Garrett Wilson is back.
This team is going to be. This team is so. I mean, torture's the right word. It's so bad, and it's going to get worse, because at least Fields could have an exciting single play where he ran the football. But I think they're going to move on from Breece Hall. I think he is definitely going to get traded. He was 11 for 38 in this game. He had 2.
He got hurt.
He had 2 targets.
He got hurt
Sorry,
and
3
came back.
targets. Ends up 50-50 snaps with Isaiah Davis, who you should pick up because Breece Hall is going to get traded, or probably get traded. He wants out so bad, and I don't blame him. You can't go anywhere worse.
Not this
Ashton
year.
Genty, 6 for 21 in a butt whooping of all butt whoopings.
Yeah.
These teams didn't belong on the same field together.
It's going to be tough for him, too, because you get Jacksonville. One, you get a bye week, so that's nice. Recover, heal up a bit. But then you get Jacksonville and Denver.
2
after
good defenses.
Kyron, it was just unfortunate.
Yeah.
He had a goal line opportunity, got stuffed, and then they threw it to Devontae Adams again because that was like basically their version of the tush push. Just throw it to Devontae Adams in one-on-one. Good to see Jacksonville learn to leave him in one-on-one 3 times. That was genius.
You got it this time, guys.
I mean, goodness. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
This one
Bill.
is
13 for 33. You even saw some McNichols and Chris Rodriguez later in the game.
Well, you saw McNichols because McNichols is the pass catching back, right?
not last week.
Well, but
Last week he wasn't even on the field.
when Dallas got out to a big lead, and I feel like there is a little bit of game script worry. The archetype of Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is one where it's like this is a lowly drafted guy who doesn't have like a predominant pass catching background. He's looked good. He's had some juice on some runs. This is why, early in the season we were very, very skeptical. All the Bill fun jokes aside, it was, we would talk about how, he can do no wrong, but then actually say, you got to be careful with that. When you're a lowly drafted prospect, it's not always going to be great. And this is also, for dynasty purposes, this team needs a running back. They need a real running back.
Right.
So long term, I don't think he's their future. Even if he has a good rest of season, there's no commitment here.
Chicago and Dallas were the make or break games for Bill.
Yeah, for all the
and he finished with 5.3 and 3.7 fantasy points.
And the next 3 weeks is the Chiefs, tough to run on. The Seahawks, good defense. Detroit, tough to run on.
if Rico only had his success because he was playing against Dallas, then what do you say about Bill?
Yeah. It didn't last for Kamani Vidal.
Well, the
9
work
for
did.
20.
Honestly, he was the guy. He was the main running back. It just the Charger game went weird, and it turned into we have to throw it a ton. 5 targets is great, but game script wise, he just didn't get anything going.
Let's have another conversation here. Travis, it's the end, Junior. 8 for 44. That's not bad. Just 8 carries, though. Outside the top 20 for 3 straight weeks. It was so hot to begin. But does it come back to...
Yeah, it comes back. This is so he's still getting the utilization you want to see. Now, at the end of the game, you might look at this and say, oh, he didn't get the utilization. But at the very end of the game, they had 2 in the game as they were getting blown out. He is their primary back.
This was a bad game.
It was a bad game, and it's been a tough stretch, but it's also, we just brought this up with Bill, the schedule of like going to KC and the Seahawks and Detroit. Well, the last 3 games for Travis Etienne was Kansas City and the Seahawks and the Rams. Now they go to bye. When they come back out, he's got a little bit easier schedule.
He is projected for 0 on the bye, though.
So he's more of a...
I think you start him every game, but your expectations have to be
Okay, that's
much.
what I was going to ask. Will he be a matchup choice?
So because he would be a flex type of option, assuming like on my roster, he would be my running back 3. There's definitely a world where I could start another wide receiver over him in a bad matchup, but I don't think he is like you can only play him in a good matchup, because any time that there's a PI in the end zone, you can walk away with a Travis Etienne touchdown.
He scored more fantasy points than this guy. 7 last week, 4 this week. Saquon Barkley.
Oh, man.
18 for 44 this week in a game that they dominated. RB 17 on the season. But the last 2 weeks have been especially painful. In fact, really the last 5. Because you had an RB11 finish, but then it's RB31. So 7 single-digit fantasy points in 3 of 5 games. Let's just leave it there. People want to have the conversation. I don't know what the conversation leads you to. You don't bench Saquon.
The big plays are currently not happening.
Do you trade him
I don't.
with the name?
No, I personally.
Would you rather
don't
have
think
Ginty?
This is the time where I think if you have him, you hold him. If you talk about trades, this is the time where you can trade. You could trade for Barkley and probably get him affordably. Not like you're not getting him cheap. He's still got the big name. But I think.
So you'd trade Javonte for him?
No.
Would I trade Javonte
No.
Williams for Saquon Barkley? Yes, I would.
I'm just trying to think what affordably means, and
But
that was a name that popped
that's
into
a
my head.
perfect example. So you would rather have Javonte versus
Just 7 weeks in, man. And Javante's had what, one dud?
Pretty much.
No. Give me that Dallas offense.
Jason would do it. Mike would not do it.
Andy would what?
Host?
You coward!
I think I'd rather. I think if I was in that situation, I'd rather have Saquon. I mean, would you trade Kyron away for Saquon?
No.
Judkins?
No.
DeAndre Swift?
Yes, I would.
No one will probably do that.
That
but,
one,
I
but
would
that would be
try.
your affordability.
Yeah, if you
Possibly,
could
yeah.
trade Swift for Barkley, I would do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of other names really out there. We didn't talk about Rico, did we?
No, we haven't talked stats of the Rico Chuba split. No,
Yeah, I guess.
because he doesn't fit in either category. It wasn't a terrible game. He's a top 20 running back as of right now. There's still 2 games, so he might get knocked out, but he was 17 for 79, 1 for 17 through the air. So I mean, not a special game, but he got to 10 points without scoring.
The
And
duds.
he was better than Chuba.
He was way better than Chuba, but it was a split game.
Yeah.
I mean 50-50.
So if the coach is going to run it like this, it's
And I believe they are. I believe they will
upsetting.
completely run it like this.
There's quite a bit of correlation between our wide receiver duds and those quarterback duds from earlier. Roma Dunze just 2 for 31. Jalen Waddle 1 for 15 from the worst quarterback we've seen in a while right now. Tua's playing so terribly. 3 more picks. Brian Thomas Jr. 3 for 31. Got hurt. You had Matthew Golden. We talked about the bad game for Jordan Love. Golden was 4 for 37. Never been targeted inside the 10-yard line this year. So that's not good. And then the sky fell for Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, it
2
really
for
did.
14. Juwan Jennings didn't do much. The other duds, DK Metcalf, we talked about it at length, reacting to the Thursday night game. So maybe focus more on Tet McMillan, Tet McMillan comes
That one was a bummer, man.
It was a bummer, but it was a little bit of it was flagged on this show. Like, yes, he scored twice last week. He was in the 30s in yards last week.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 2 straight weeks where he's in the 30s in total yardage. We're getting to the halfway point of the season. I don't know if we just lean on the talent or we adjust expectations, because quarterback change is happening. It might be better for the receivers. It also is a variable. We just don't know what the outcome's going to be. If I were Carolina, I'd lean on Dowdle and Chuba. So it's just a little bit of a tier adjustment in my mind right now for Tet. Maybe that's not fair. You tell me.
I think it is fair, but I am still a believer. When I watch the film, I don't see anything that looks like he's doing wrong. I see separation. I see, he's playing for the Panthers. It's not working out very well. Maybe the quarterback change is positive. I would love to have Tetaroa on my fantasy team. So if I could acquire him cheaply, I certainly would.
Well, there was an A.J. Brown Tet conversation weeks ago. I'm assuming that is off the table now.
Oh, for sure. That's not going to happen.
As in, you would not trade A.J. Brown for Tet, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, A.J. Brown has
because I think you sent that offer out and got rejected.
I did.
And probably for the best. George Kittle, Goose, Goddard, close to it. Didn't get into the end zone, just 3 for 18.
Oh, Dallas Goddard.
Meow, Sim Taylor.
Like, I fought against the Dallas Goddard stuff. I was like,
you did.
I was like, no, I can't do this. And then finally I'm like, okay, I'll play Dallas
You
Goddard.
did, and then now it feels bad.
Yeah.
Meow Sim Taylor.
Yeah, Mouse.
5 targets, 3 for 31. We talked about, it's not possible for him to produce when your quarterback throws for 40-something yards.
Yep.
It's just impossible. Hunter Henry, 4 for 33. Harold Fannin, this was a bummer, 4 for 36.
Throw this away. The Harold Fannin, so you look at the utilization, it is everything you want with Njoku out. This was a bad weather game. So like on Prize Picks, I took the 2 quarterbacks, went less. It was easy. The bad weather. To me, I would love to start Harold Fannin next week.
Okay.
Yeah, they will not be blowing out the New England Patriots on the road.
That was Studs and Duds presented by Lowe's. Lowe's knows Sundays are for NFL football. Earn your Sunday with Lowe's, the official partner of the NFL. Big show tomorrow. Do not miss it. Waiver wire.
And we didn't really bring him up much, but if I could trade Travis Kelce for something right now, I would absolutely do it. Travis Kelce, he was my biggest worry from the Chiefs, and he had a big broken play. Like it was a broken coverage. He was wide open, had a nice long play. He had 9% targets in Rashee Rice's first game back. I mean, that is an abysmal number
Rashee
for
Rice
him.
wasn't even a full-time player.
Yeah, so he's the one that has always been my big fear of, can Rice and Kelce both get it done? I think it's bad days ahead for Kelce.
Tomorrow's a waiver show. We have our optimized ultimate dashboard available to you at jointhefoot.com. Custom waiver wire lists for every one of your imported leagues. We support tons of different leagues.
We support tons of leagues.
We do. And you can check it out at jointhefoot.com. Become an official Foot Clan supporter. Waiver show tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Big decisions to be made. How much does Aronde Gadsden go for?
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.